you ever done a podcast before?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How was that?
It was dope.
Yeah.
It was chill, copacetic, you know.
So like, whenever you watch a podcast, what do you like? You like to learn? You like be entertained?
And it's kind of crazy because nowadays it's kind of hard. I really don't even have time to actually like watch, sit down and watch, because my routine is just like wake up, work out. Well, first off, wake up, pray, work out, make sure I get my message in. You know what I'm saying? And then music. And after that, just doing work stuff. So everything's kind of like integrated with itself. So I really don't even have time to even watch podcasts, real, unless it's just like probably on the weekend on a Sunday or something like that.
Right.
It's kind of crazy. Now I think about it.
Or listen?
Yeah.
Like in the car or anything? Or like, let's say historically, like what has been like your go-to?
I don't know, man. Like, I say like in the car, I'm usually just listening to my music. Like, what could I say on this track or what I should have said or something like that. I'm not even really just listening to motivational music. I mean, motivational videos and stuff like that, because I'm just so ingrained into the work or the process of it right now.
Yeah.
So that be just like, I don't know. It's because it's so crazy because like a year ago, I was on like that. But now it's just like, I just be listening to my own music in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Locked in on it.
Beats and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Me as an artist, though, like especially an artist that take this shit serious.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to hear nothing else.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to fix my shit.
Right.
I don't want to get
Yeah.
lost in nobody else's sauce.
Yeah.
Because it's easy. So many artists out here that's like replicas of the last artist.
Mm-hmm.
And like when I'm in the underground, so like everybody in the underground sound exactly the same.
Yeah.
That's another thing too, man. I really feel like just with some artists in a sense, there's like a loss of like identity in a sense, like just who they are. Because fortunately, you know, we all kind of like got a little bit, you know, of what we gained from Bama and all that. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So we were able to kind of like take that and apply it to what we do.
Yeah.
So you know, it's different for us. So everybody.
Elaborate more on that. Go more into detail on that, because people don't know what you're saying.
Oh yeah, so you know, all of us playing for old Mr. Nick Saban,
Massa?
Coach Nick Saban. You know,
Stop.
he definitely wanted. Shoot, my bad.
Are you
He
good?
definitely wanted the best for all of us and everything, man. That's one thing, cause shoot, everybody could have had like, you know, some different outcome or some different route, but I feel like each one of us kind of like, you know, wanted to do something more than football. So,
Mm-hmm.
but
Absolutely.
those principles and everything, just being just walk-ons and stuff, earning our stripes on that type of time, just that different. Cause that man truly care about, you know, everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think he was just like a good person to replicate in terms of the work that he did.
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
It was just different. Like it wasn't even different in the sense of it being like anything outlandish, but it's like how you're supposed to go about anything you do.
Yeah.
It's like he was obsessed with what he was doing.
You know, it's so crazy, man. The more older I get, you know, and the more experience I gain and the more people I meet in life, like, you know what I'm saying, it's so hard for me to, like, comprehend, not necessarily excuses, but, like, bad decisions, I would say, based off what, like, Coach Saban taught us.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this man, y'all were there for it. When that man had a hip replacement, it was there.
Coach Saban?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that.
I don't remember.
You remember he had hip surgery?
I'm a young nigga.
Were
What
you
year
there
was
for
it?
that?
I probably
What
was.
year
I
is
just
this? What year is this?
See, that's crazy because he was back in 48 hours.
see,
Yeah.
that's probably why I didn't even know.
Why nobody knew?
Yeah, he had like hip surgery. It was like a hip replacement because, you know, when they cut up on the hip, they really just feel that missing like socket thing that got where the hip bone connects to, you know,
Mhm.
thing and all that other stuff. So it was crazy. That boy was back in like 48 hours.
Sheesh.
I feel like the same way you talk. I don't mean to cut you off, but the same
No,
way
you
you
good.
talking about like how you like don't see how people make excuses and shit
Yeah,
from like what we've been through. I feel the same way when it comes to work ethic.
you know what I'm saying?
Because a lot of niggas, you heard me, have no work ethic and want everything. But it's like niggas like us working hard every day and we act like we don't deserve it.
Yeah,
Right.
Like we just continue to put the work in while niggas continue to complain and not put the work in.
yeah,
And I feel like that's the difference between, that's the difference that like we've been, the shit we got instilled into us rather than what other people don't have instilled into them.
oh yeah, 1,000%. And you know, the one thing with that, man, because, you know, Trey, we seen it. It's just no different from football, you know what I'm saying? Like, you as well, D-Mo's, like, everybody on their specific journey.
Yeah.
And the amount of exposure they gotten to success is very, very small nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like, in terms of the success that we got. We don't do this for notoriety and everything. We would have lived off the high of us being engraved in stone.
Right.
We ain't have to die to get that.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? We got it right now. We ain't dead.
Yeah.
You better
You know what I'm
preach,
saying?
Pastor.
So you know what I'm saying? Like that's the point right there. It's just like, hey, just trust the process. We seen it. But there's one thing that I had to learn as well in this process as well, that you can't teach something. You really can't teach something to someone who really does not have the soul to have the seed planted.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a such thing as bad soil.
Yeah.
Because, you know, in certain places in America, you can't grow crop.
Them jokers are rocks. Like, for real.
We were just talking about that. We were in the sense of like, people aren't gonna really listen to you if you give them advice. It's like only they're gonna do what they want to do at the end of the day, essentially.
On me.
Yeah.
So it's like,
My bad. I know I'm about to crack this over.
nah, you good?
And
Got a
I
cold.
feel like it's a such thing as like premature knowledge.
Yeah.
Like certain people are ready
Absolutely.
for certain shit. So you can tell them motherfuckers some shit that can help them right now, but they don't figure it out till next year.
Right.
And by then, you are already 5 steps ahead because, nigga, I told you this last year. You just not getting onto it this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I got so much new knowledge I'm learning every day and so much shit I'm putting in the dump.
Mm-hmm.
As far as, like, I don't need this no more because there's such thing as unwanted knowledge.
Yeah.
Because it be a lot of shit we learn that we don't need. Like the shit they teach us in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So that shit get put on the back burner. I don't pay that shit no attention. But everything new I can learn that I can apply to my life, that's what I like to keep around.
Yeah. I think the one thing adding on to that is really just like, just the assignment of what it is and how we tackle that, you know. Some things, because, you know, the things we be trying to tell folks, you know what I'm saying, even though they don't want to listen to it and everything like that, it may hit them later. They timing and everything really be just God's timing for real. Like,
Yeah.
it be that. But, you know,
That's
sometimes hey, it's just like, sometimes it's just like, hey, brother, trying to look out for you.
And to go off on that too, like you said, like it don't be time for them to know it, but at the same time, it's like that's us doing the Lord's work.
Yeah.
That's God speaking through us to them, but eventually they'll figure it out during God's time.
Yeah.
So it's crazy how it like go hand in hand.
Oh, yeah. 1,000%.
Yeah, I some of my brothers, I love y'all to death, man. But golly, it's like, Eric, I'm really talking to you. I love you so much. But for example, my little brother, he has to learn through experience versus like if I'm telling him something or giving him some kind of advice, which is okay. He's been doing his thing, like living his life, building what he's building. But I don't know if it's like that's how some people are wired in that sense, just having to like learn through experience, learning by doing something that's like, it's like whenever you lose a football game during the season, it's like you don't really, like people, oh, watch out for them, and then you lose, then it's like, oh, now you're awake doing it. So it's like some people got to go through like, get punched in the mouth, and it's like, oh, now I know, now I understand.
Yeah, now I know I need to duck.
Yeah.
But I already knew to duck, but I just want to see what it feel like.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
You know, I saw this video. I think it was on Instagram or something. And so it was about Kobe, RP. You know, Kobe Bryant, RP to go East. And so it was so fascinating when I was watching this, because it was just like, it was about this reporter, you know, and it was the Lakers. They were playing somebody. I think it was in the finals, but it was a very, very, very important game. And I think it was coming down to the fourth quarter, last couple seconds and everything like that. But they were down probably like 3. And I think Kobe had tried to shoot a 3, but he didn't make it. Went to the free throw line, missed all 3 shots. And I can't remember if they won the game or lost the game, but the reporter went up to Kobe and was like, hey, I know you feeling like a great amount of like this sad feeling. You took an L or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, to that degree is some question she was asking, but the answer that Kobe had was so crazy, because he was like, what's feelings got to do with it?
Yeah.
Like, honest to God, let's think about these losses and stuff, like everything. Like, literally, what do feelings got to do with it? Nothing. Majority of the stuff we applying feelings to our creative process. But when this competition, this game, it's really just like, hey, do what you know.
Right.
You learn something from it. He learned, and his response was just, I just learned. I sat down, because she said you had your hands, your head in your hands, your face like this and everything like that. And you would just like sitting there, look like you would just, like the world just ended. Like your feelings were like, what feelings got to do with it? I sat there and learned something that I needed to do prior to that situation. And even when I got in that situation, some things that I've done 1,000 times, I think he said to that degree, something I've done like 1,000 times, I still messed up on, but I learned from it.
Right.
I'm just going to reload it.
Yeah. Adding another level of understanding underneath what is actually going on.
I feel like that's life too. It's like, it don't matter how many times you do some shit. Players fuck up. We gonna make mistakes. We human.
Yeah.
So it's like, every time you make a mistake, learn from it. If you don't learn from it, you keep going through it. So it's just like a stepping stone.
Yeah.
Every time I mess up, I need to figure out another way to learn from this shit. Because it could be layers to this shit.
Yeah.
It could be something I already fixed within my mistake, but I need to fix more shit within the mistakes I'm making. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because God going to put us in the same cycle if we don't learn from it.
Right. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like I
gonna put us in
always
the same
say,
cycle.
you live, you learn, you invest what you earn, whether it's currency or knowledge.
Yeah.
And a lot of people you heard, man, got a bank full and don't use none of this shit.
I'm telling you. It's like that Kanye West song, Colleges or something like that. On the college dropout, it's like, oh, you got this degree, you got that degree. I'm going to go back to school, get another degree. Well, what you going to do with them degrees, bro?
Like, damn, you just wasting time at this point. You just got title.
Time and money.
Nothing.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Everybody on their journey, though, man. That's the thing.
Okay, since you said journey, we're going to go into yours.
Yeah.
Can you tell the people who you are?
I'm finally on, but go by the name of KingVz. You know, an artist straight from Mobile, Alabama. You know, born and raised. Roll Tide, B-Sci-Fi. Today I die. Yeah.
So you would, all right. So Mobile, went to Alabama.
Yeah.
Didn't you go to Southern Miss?
I did. 2 seasons.
How was it, like, what
We
took
won.
you to Southern Miss and then took you to Alabama?
So we won 4 games in 2 years, and I was just like, you know what? I kind of want to win. If I'm gonna get my body beat up, you know.
Yeah.
And so hey, got to get something out of this. What I'm putting in, and so thanks to my dad, he had a conversation with me and everything. Literally, was just like, hey, you want to take a chance at Bama? And yeah, did that transfer. And, it goes back to those lessons. Everybody on their journey. And the biggest thing I learned from Bama, man, is that you just got to trust the process. Because, bro, going in, like, literally being a walk-on, as we all know, like, nothing's given. It's really somewhat earned. You slick got to go out there and take it.
Yeah.
And have pride in what you do. Like, literally. Because I'll get into that later. But because first year got cut, they treat you like NFL. It's really like NFL for real.
Yeah, definitely.
Except for we paying for college, except for getting the the extra zeros and stuff into it. Yeah. Second year going in, we lose to Clemson. I think that's probably the best year of my life was that loss because I learned so much from it. And then last year went out with a bang. All of us running on the goddamn field, literally at that Mercedes Benz, and we hitting the line.
30 minutes away.
Yeah, that's the craziest thing, but. Just trusting the process on that, I had to say, man, it's just like, it was the principles and everything we learned is life. Like, that journey is I still apply that to music. I still apply that to everything I do. Like, when I wake up, man, sometimes I be having stuff written the night before I need to knock out, but I'm like, hey, look, I know what I need to get done first. I know what I want to get done, but what needs to get done today got to get done.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So... It'd be like that.
And shoot, even for like somebody like myself who, ventured into a couple of different paths. I was actually just talking to another dude today and kind of like reestablish, like we were just saying, God's going to, continue to put you through something until you learn it, or it's going to keep on being said to you until you apply it to your life. So it's something like, that consistent work ethic that we learned from Alabama, just being in that environment and whatnot, seeing how it produces results, produces success, having consistent, disciplined work, right? That's what works. That's what creates like a winning program, sustained winning program. But you could also have a situation to where you're doing that consistent work, but it's too spread out. and it just doesn't produce results. So it's like, for myself, I've been trying to learn how to narrow down that focus.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have like an analogy about a magnifying glass.
You know, I got something for that.
What's that?
And it's another from Kobe Bean. Rest in peace to the one of the GOAT, Kobe Bean Bryant. And he said, that man, one person said to him, it was just like, hey, don't put all your eggs in one basket. He said, why not? I'll just make more eggs.
So what is that analogy then? In terms of making more eggs?
In terms of making more eggs, okay, keep going. Because something's going to pop up. God going to place exactly what you need.
Okay.
Right there. Because here's the thing, man. I like to, I'm going to get into a little kingdom talk right here. Everything that we know right now and everything that's going to happen is already planned out. So why walk with fear? Or like some type of, like, not necessarily insecurity about it, but it's just like, hey, man, like, he already had a plan for us. It's already written in stone. He already made this already. So shoot, keep walking, keep going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I'm applying this music stuff, because we got time, but we don't got time.
Yeah, and that shit gonna be what it is.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We got time, but we don't got time. We ain't got that much time for real, because, hey, you know, unfortunately this year I lost my father, you know, and that's a lot of the reasons why I jumped back into music, because he was always asking me about my music. Always asking. Like,
sorry about that, bro.
Nah, he is watching everything I'm doing right now, and he closer than ever. So, literally, he has front row seat with a big bag of popcorn.
Yeah.
Chilling. Just chilling, literally watching everything. And that's one thing that I'm so grateful of, is just that chip on the shoulder kind of work ethic that I got from him. Like, that joker he would work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that for sure, like, I'll make sure that torch keep on going and stay lit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it gonna stay lit. And then as soon as it go out, just grab another piece of wood right there, bloop, pass it on. You know what I'm saying? That fire gonna stay a fire.
Right.
You know, just grab another stick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There's like men like your pops and a lot of men that existed at one point, a certain generation. It's like work was just what they did. But there's a lot of men in our generation where it's like work is not necessarily, like, they don't apply it to their life. Like, they don't want to. They want to, you know, kind of take it more of an easy route, and like in the sense of, you know, either like a shortcut or something of that nature.
I think it all goes back to, man, just an identity of who you want to be.
Yeah.
What you want to represent, how long you want to do it for, and where you want to be when you're doing it, and when you want it to happen. Because if you ain't doing it now, shoot, then you going back to the negative side of those questions. What do you want to be? How you want to do it? Where you want to take it? When you want to do it, and how you want to do it? You know, that be the thing. And I think each one of us in this room really doing what we need to do. Because God gonna keep on putting that cycle back into, just for us to learn. Because I promise you, man, he do that with females for me, man. Lord have mercy. Because I be like, I done seen you before. I done seen you before. Yeah, because look, I got a good heart. But hey, can't be no simp out here in these streets now.
Oh, nah, man.
Can't be no simp. I'm trying to get like you, D-Mo. You know, before got everything. You living a good life.
Yeah, you gotta find a good one though. That's the thing. 'Cause Lord knows.
You know what I'm saying? I've been having some bad ones, you know what I'm saying? They bad, but they bad ones. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Look, everything that good ain't gold.
What? Telling you.
Sometimes that shit gold plated.
What? that talk, George.
You wipe it off a little bit, you will see this shit tarnished a little bit.
Hold on now. Take my shades off. Hold on.
These bitches be tarnished out here. Look, they just cover up real good. But at the end of the day, it's about us too as men. Because when we go out here looking for women, we have to represent ourselves as the best version of ourselves. And when you represent yourself to the best version of yourself, you ain't gonna allow certain shit in your kingdom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know, we are made in the likeness of God.
Yeah.
So we should think more like God.
Yeah.
And God don't let everybody in his kingdom.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
That's how you got to be as a man out here. And that's how you stay away from them, you heard me? Bald-headed scallywags.
Yeah, I've been really interested in the dynamic of the male and female like relationship recently, just because there's like a lot to know and a lot to learn from it. Because you see a lot of people get into these relationships, get married, then get a divorce, or get married to somebody they don't really want to get married to.
I think the communication piece of it all is really at an all-time high.
Absolutely.
Excuse me. But I think the overall direction and transparency is at an all-time low.
Elaborate on that.
Yeah, elaborate on direction.
I would say direction in terms of like, you can't go 50-50 because both of y'all still failing. Like, you got to be 100-100. Your cup can't be halfway empty in a sense, you know, because your cup can't be empty. You got to have it halfway because you got to be able to receive something and be able to dish it out, you know. I'll say that because the transparency is, I know, look, this water got a certain pH level that's good for me. I don't need that junk too acidic, and I don't need that junk too base, like that type. I know I just want to get hydrated and make sure it's healthy and clean. I'm not going to go out there and drink water out the lake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that's going to mess me up. There's probably algae and stuff up in there and everything like that. So, literally, in terms of transparency, like, okay, tell people what you want.
Yeah.
If you know,
that's exactly what it is. A lot of people in relationships, they'll last, 10 years, and then they won't voice anything.
I'm telling you.
Any kind of like issues they have or things that they want or how they want their relationship to change, what they want out of the other person, and then they allow that to like build up frustration because they don't want to engage in that conversation.
Yeah.
And then it can cause issues down the line. Now you got more commitments though as time passes, so it's like
drink that lake water.
You got to do it kind of early on.
And the thing about that shit is, bro, it's so easy to have uncomfortable conversations.
Oh,
You just have to start. You have to start somewhere. Like, everybody be making it so hard to have an uncomfortable conversation. Somebody just got to start it.
Yeah.
You start it, everything get laid on the table.
Bruh.
Everything get laid on the table. One uncomfortable conversation can solve every uncomfortable conversation you're going to ever have.
Yeah.
I really, when I be talking to females and everything, man, I'll be like, hey, because, you know how it is, Dre. Like, some of them be saying yes just because of who we are and stuff and everything. Yeah. But I be looking for a no.
Mm-hmm.
I be looking for a no. Like, what is a no to you? What's not going to happen? They're like, we can do it. I'm like, if you ain't say yes, that's a no to me.
Come on, man.
Because I'm not going to lie. My time and everything is very, very delicate right now in my life right now. And so I'll be telling females, like, hey, look, this is what you want to do, let's do it.
Right.
Direction and everything, but this is what I'm dealing with too.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I got a lot on my shoulders on my plate right now, and I literally got on a mission. So I'm being 100 with you because I don't want to form bad habits.
Yeah.
And make bad decisions.
If I don't let you know up front, I'm kind of lying.
Yeah.
What's going on in my life? If I don't let you know up front, I'm lying.
Mm-hmm.
So if I let you know up front and then later on you complain, we gonna go back to the beginning.
Yeah.
For the terms and agreement.
I think even simpler than that. Just like real talk, because you know what I'm saying, you ain't got to dive all into the business and stuff like that. But I think it's just like, dang, I just don't want to practice that bad behavior.
Yeah.
Like, I talk to a female like, look, I'm not even trying. Like, I'll show you right now. I'm telling her like right now, I'm telling her like, hey, look, I gotta do a podcast tonight with my boys. Then after that, I gotta go to a dinner. Then I'm probably going to be literally mixing or working on a song. I'm not going to lie to you. I probably won't call you until tomorrow.
But you communicated that in your eyes.
Like,
so.
Yeah. So, the expectation and everything. I love to talk to my girl. Like, love to talk to her probably every day in a sense, in the good way. But I got stuff to do in a sense. Like, it can't be no...
The mission has to come first.
Yeah.
A woman got to pick her pain. You either want a nigga that got too much time or a nigga that ain't got enough time. Yeah. And the nigga that ain't got enough time, most of the time got the most money and got the most shit, you heard me, that's going to benefit this whole ordeal. The nigga that got all this time, you heard me, probably stay with his mom. He probably got that, ain't going to do shit for you. And he probably going to get you pregnant and be your baby daddy, and that's it.
Yep. The cycle continues.
Cycle continues. So like, what you
shit.
want, a nigga with no time or a nigga with all the time in the world?
Right. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
We
were having an at-length conversation the other night about breaking those generational curses that, a lot of people have.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, a lot of people get into relationships based off like what they saw their parents do. So like they'll yell at their their girl or their dude or whatever, and
Kids.
yell at their kids, kind of like mistreat the whole situation. They have like no emotional intelligence because they're just relying on what they saw already, versus like taking time to learn new ways of doing it, or like wanting to develop a new way of going about things so that their kids can then see them doing a better job than what the parents were doing.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's a really, really good point, because majority of it, and they don't even know it, and some of it with us is it all be subconsciously just ingrained. Like it's like you got to unprogram those experiences in yourself. And it really just go back to just your goals and stuff, and literally just be like, okay, I want to do this. Okay, cool. And then just making decisions on it. As simple as it sounds.
Yeah.
But that jump be tough, because I ain't going to lie. Man, when them temptations and everything come in, like this and that, these distractions and everything like that, jokers got to be ready to say no.
Yeah.
You know?
There's a difference between a decision and a choice.
Exactly. Talk that talk, man.
A decision, you heard me, that's some shit you make like one time, and you either live with it or you learn from it.
Mm-hmm.
A choice is some shit you do over and over and over,
Mm-hmm.
and then be like, why this shit happen to me? But you done made that choice over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
So like, how the fuck can you learn from a choice when you're not trying to fix it?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
telling you, bro.
So, I mean, both are equally consequential because you can make one wrong decision.
But one wrong decision leads to me learning from my mistake.
Yeah,
Me keep on making the same wrong decision over and over. That's a choice.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So which one you rather make? That decision one time and learn from that mistake, or that decision over and over and you heard me making the choice?
Oh, you got. I mean, obviously, you got to, you know what I'm saying, pivot off of a bad decision for sure.
Yeah.
But and then even if it's a good decision, you still got to learn from it and know, like, okay, now I see this is like proof of,
But
success.
I'm not saying a choice is a bad thing.
Yeah.
You can make good choices. You
Right,
know what I'm saying?
right.
You can make bad choices, but like most people, you heard me, turn bad decisions into choices. Basically what I'm saying.
Yeah. What is one that people do? They get caught. I would say outside of relationships, you can have a decision to say drunk drive.
Drunk drive.
But then it becomes a habit and a choice if you do it repeatedly over and over and over again. Then it increases the chances of something messing up.
Drunk driving, unsafe sex.
Yeah. Busting that nut.
You know what I'm saying? The skin to skin with somebody you don't know.
Yeah.
It's crazy. What else? Lying.
Yeah.
Lying, like you keep on telling lies, that's a choice.
Yeah.
Like you and motherfuckers start telling lies one time, they tell one lie, like, it's just a little white lie. They start telling black lies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a choice. That's what I mean by like bad choices. That's bad choices. Drunk driving, unsafe sex, and lying.
Yeah.
Bad choices. Okay, you pick up a good habit. I want to wake up every morning at 6 o'clock. Great decision, great habit to have. Every day I want to make sure I drink at least a gallon of water. Great decision, ends up turning to a great choice. I'm the type of nigga I like to turn good habits into bad habits, because bad habits so easy to adopt.
Mm-hmm.
So I just switch the verbiage around like I'm dyslexic. And everything you heard me that's good for me, I make it bad for me because I do it so much.
Okay. I understand that too. Because a lot of the times it's like you make it too big in your head to like make a good decision or want to make a, like, elevate to it says it in the book War of Art. It says resistance is going to stop you from elevating to a higher plane, but if you try and drop to a lower one, it's not going to mess with you.
You know what I'm saying?
Pretty
So
much.
I try to treat my higher plane like a lower plane.
Okay.
I dive into my higher plane. I'm backwards as fuck, but it works.
Yeah, reverse psychology in a sense.
Really?
Like how reverse psychology would work on somebody else if you were trying to implement that on them. You just do it to yourself.
You know how easy it is to influence somebody to do dumb shit? I'm easily influenced into doing smart shit.
Yeah.
And I feel like so many people would be better off if they just reverse wire.
I mean, it's almost critical to do that in these days because everything is geared to make you make a bad decision or to keep you in a bad habit. Like you have, I'm going to start with just, say, cell phone usage. That's probably like the top one that you like can easily fall into something that's like repeated bad decision.
Yeah.
You just got so much distraction on there versus being streamlined in your day.
But the thing about it is, I feel like this shit been in the works for so long. Like niggas just got accustomed to it and don't even realize it's going on. Cause since they came out with the first phones, like niggas been on the phones.
Yeah.
It started with minutes. Now you only got a certain time you can be on this motherfucker. Now you can be on this shit unlimited. It wasn't no unlimited when phones first came out.
Right.
Unless you had a Metro or some shit like that. I'm showing my age. Unless you had a Metro or something like that. You didn't call all day. You got the little regular ass prepaid phone, and your minutes run out. And on the weekends, you got that about 9 o'clock, you can call for free. So it like you had a minimum time on the phone. Now, nigga, you can be on this shit all day. They got it to where you can plug it up and be on it at the same time. Nigga, they set niggas up for this shit.
Yeah.
And only the strong survive. You can't put that motherfucking phone down. We got you right where you want you.
Yep. Only the strong will survive. So very true. So very true, bro.
Yeah, man. Like back to you, brother. So a lot of people don't know, but you had a rebrand. What made you decide on the rebrand?
I wanted to keep my dad's name pretty much untainted.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to do. And wasn't nothing really just interfering in a sense like that, because his music stuff is creative, but and some of it is from what we seen, the greats and everything. They go to war. You know what I'm saying? And so just for my own sanity and make sure I don't make the wrong decision, I just made sure that I wanted to rebrand that, because that, boy, definitely don't want to, make the wrong decision on that end.
Yeah. Would you say since you started back making music, it lit a new fire up under you?
Oh yeah, 1,000%. 1,000%.
What would you say is different this go around?
Different is just obviously just the time and everything that I put into it. The things that I know now versus back then. And how organic and intentional I want some of my music to be. Not saying that it wasn't before, but I think it goes back to the point of what we were talking about earlier, D, was that necessarily doing things just for the feeling of what other people may hear or want to hear in a sense, but more towards just leaving the audience last a little bit to a certain extent, like Rick Rubin talks about. I think that's necessarily where I'm at, because just the music that I got coming, the music that I want to work on, I just want to make sure sonically it resonates to where I'm at in my life. It's going to be more just kind of not unapologetic, but more just like just real shit. Like,
right.
Like I definitely don't want to imitate, like, in a sense, anything like anything else. Because, like, the one thing I like about your music, Trey, you be talking about some real shit.
I appreciate it.
Like, you be talking about some real shit in your music. Like, people don't really understand. I feel like if they saw you behind the mic and everything like that, outside of music, they'll understand, like, a little bit some of your stuff, like, for real. Yeah. I really can't wait for them to see that shit down the road when it all comes together, because as consistent as you are, bro, like, look, I ain't gonna lie to you. In times and everything, when I'm doing this shit, in the back of my head, I'm like, I can't let Trey down. That motherfucker working too hard.
I'm telling you, bro.
You
can't let me down, because I'm watching you just like you watching me.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie.
Like, bro, I know you got it.
Yeah, man.
It's like we waiting on you. Like, come on, brother. Like, and the thing about it is, I don't never want to rush you. That's why I'll never just be like, fine, what the fuck is you doing? I be like, I'm like, well, all right, now I'm side eyeing. I'm like, nigga, come on now. I'm like, I nigga be beside you when you look, you be trying not to laugh during the prayer, nigga elbow you like, the how I'm doing, bro. Like,
yeah,
come on, nigga, come on.
I know what I'm saying.
So like, I be like, well, give bro time, but fun. Like you said earlier, we don't have time.
Yeah.
Man. So it's like, I'm so glad to see you back in this shit.
Yeah, I appreciate it, brother. Like, I appreciate it, because I learned a lot from that, Because in everything, that people, they don't want you to say this and that about how things go and everything like that. But yeah, like, it's real deal. That's the real spill. That's life. Like, if the more we wait, we lose out on opportunities, and we lose out on the people that we have in our life. That's just reality. Like, yeah, when I grow older and I have kids and I get married and everything like that, yeah, I'm be like, damn, like, if I wouldn't have waited on this, maybe my dad would have been here. If I would have took more initiative on this, maybe my dad would here. There's nothing wrong with that. To me, personally, for me, I can't speak on everybody else, but for me, I'm like, that's how my mind is. Like, I don't want to take nothing else for granted. Nah. So it's just like, hey, look, whatever people say, like, hey, you got to do this and this and this. Going back to the point, can't put all your eggs in one basket in these two areas. I got these 3 main areas for real that I'm focused on. I'll make some more motherfucking eggs.
Church.
Yeah.
Church.
I go find a chicken, find another chicken, put them in the cage, just like they bunnies and shit, and then boom. Then pop out some eggs, put them in the hen, and there we go. We cooking.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't want to waste no more time wasting time. Like, is that.
I feel that, brother.
So yeah, and there's one thing that I'm just like learning about my dad and stuff like that down the road. Like, I want some fashion to be started back up his name, because I did not know that man used to work for GQ back in the day.
Shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
Before GQ was GQ, he was popping GQ like it was GQ.
For real?
Like, for real.
Can you go deeper into that? Like, what did you find out?
Down in Mobile, Alabama, like, bro, my dad always told me he did fashion and everything, but there was a store, like GQ store in Mobile, like in the 90s and 80s, I believe, back then. My auntie had told me this and everything. My dad used to work there. My mom, too. And so, like, this kind of before everything I blew up and everything, kind of like with GQ, and before kind of like my mom and dad got married, but he was always into fashion and stuff like that. He even went up to Chicago for about a couple of months and stuff like that, and did some fashion stuff up there. But he was always in kind of like that kind of like design mainly and everything like that. But back then in the South, like in Mobile, Alabama, being black in America type shit, you know what I'm saying? So it's just that didn't really work out necessarily for him till down the road when he started putting together all these shows. And when I saw all the work my dad would do in a small city, necessarily like Mobile, even Mobile is kind of large, it's spread out. But I noticed that all the work that you do necessarily where your feet at, you know, if people don't see the vision, don't pop off, that doesn't mean it's not going to pop off somewhere else.
Right.
And, dude, I'm telling you, the more I learn that and study that and watch that, bro, I apply that to just what I'm doing now. Like, it's crazy to even look at it. Like, back then, just, you know, everything, just because you get doubted, you get hated on and all that other stuff, that's life. That's adversity. Boo-hoo, sad story, keep it moving. You know, but it's crazy to just look back at those things, you know, and you just sit here and you're like, dang, came a long way, you know. Outside of music and stuff like that, just what I've accomplished and everything. I'm sitting back like today, like busy old schedule. You know, we gearing up for this Tiesto show on Thursday. Shout out to Bogey Production, shout out to One Night, shout out Rebellion, shout out the whole team, A1, all them. Shout out Leo, all of y'all. And so we gearing up for this show this Thursday, and we just been grinding at it, man. And it's just like, okay, I used to listen to Tiesto, but now it's like I'm part of a team. We about to throw a show here in Atlanta, Georgia. Like one of the biggest events that I've been a part of now. And that all subconsciously was from watching my dad put together events. You know, to seeing that even more ingrained onto it to where I'm literally like running a ticketing company and seeing that all come together. Like it's like crazy in my mind to think. So it's just like, oh shoot, like, you know. And that's all like outside of the music.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that like gives you an advantage. Because not only do you know how to run an event, you are the event. Yeah. In a sense.
Yeah. And it's just due to just great relationships. Just me making sure that like those relationships being radically truthful, radically transparent. You know? Communication is at an all-time high, but the transparency and the truthfulness behind it is at literally just an all-time low. You know, in my opinion.
The second time you done said that shit, and it just resonates more and more because niggas is not being transparent. They'll tell you everything, but you heard the shit you need to know, like the simple shit that they already done told you, they just didn't tell you how it need to be told to you.
Yeah. Bro, because I love not knowing something, dog. Like, I love not knowing. I'll tell my, look, bro, I don't know what you talking about. I don't know what that is, dog. I don't know what the fuck that is. Like, seriously, no, like, what is literally you talking about? like, I'm like, I have no idea what that is. But tell me more about it. What is it?
You know what I'm saying? I love not knowing something and then finding out later on. You heard? Because that's when I got real leverage. You heard? Because now you heard I'm acting like I still don't know. But I'm going to use that to my advantage.
That was my next point.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, boy, ain't nothing wrong with keeping quiet at certain points in conversations and meetings and stuff like that, boy.
That's a great trait to have being in the music industry.
Dude, I learned, bro, I didn't understand that because my mom and dad would always say, bro, like, he's always just a chill kid and everything, but outside, like, I was just comfortable, like, with my family, obviously, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but outside, everybody would be like, why are you so quiet? Like, why don't you talk much? In high school and middle school, I ain't really talk much. I'll just chill. I'll go to school, boom, boom, you know, go home, chill after football and everything like that. Majority of the time, I was tired of shit. Like, so, like, I'll just go home and chill and relax. But, like, that's one thing I noticed. The more, like, intentional you are and just, like, observing and listening. Because the crazy thing I tell folks every time nowadays, there's two principles I live off on, man. I'm like, we got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Okay? And I'm just, like, understand that. And then the second principle that I really just kind of like just been repeating every day is just don't ever try to connect a hip to elbow socket. Understand the skeleton.
Yeah.
Understand what you're working with. Understand who you're working with.
Yeah.
Cause it's like you gotta be a little like lizard that, you know, what's some things that be changing colors and everything like that.
Chameleon.
Yeah, you gotta blend in.
You gotta be a chameleon, and then you gotta play like some sort of supportive role. In these writing sessions and everything too, boy, it's just understanding. I've seen so many people just miss out on opportunities because they just like they can't be a chameleon. They can't just listen and take the song where it need to go.
So I mean, what is a bad example of somebody not trying to just kind of like assimilate in a sense?
You don't gotta say no names, just
Yeah,
like,
no names, but like
make up your own example of how some shit could happen that you heard shouldn't happen in a sense of a writing process when it comes to a team writing.
That messed up an opportunity.
So necessarily, man, if the artist that you're writing for necessarily wants this kind of song with the references that they have included, like other examples and everything like that, let's stick to that. You know, let's stay aligned to like let's keep the straight line path going. You know what I'm saying? Because literally, like, you want to have that feeling and everything going in the session and everything. You want to be transparent on the role and everything. You want to make sure all the legal work splits and all that is right. I think that's everybody that's in the writing session and stuff like that goes across the board 50-50. Evenly, you know, so majority of the time, unless it needs evaluation of the people that you don't know in the room or the people who probably put more into the song. That's all open for discussion and everything. But majority of the time when you're in the creative process, you kind of want to just like keep the feelings and the vibes going. But there's always going to be the A&R, the lead person in the room that's giving the direction. Mainly, the majority of the time, it's the producer. You know, producer in a sense is going to be the one that's engineering their session. It's going to be the one that's like they made the beat, and so they work directly with the artist. I would rather kind of like, hey, does this sound good? Did this sound good? You know, and cool. And then obviously just understanding the cadence of the song and everything, and BPM and stuff like that. For real, like, it's just have fun with it, and that's the most important, is having fun. Because any song can come together like really, really well, but it's like, okay, cool, like. But just like you got to sit back, because I like working with artists. It's just like, oh, okay, I can just make another hit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They realize like, okay, cool. They sit back and they just like, I just make another hit. I'm not gonna stress over this one song and put them all into it. But I just make another hit. You know how many songs Future done written? How many hits that boy done written?
Oh, what's the name? When I went to sing Sony, they was talking about Yachty.
Yachty done wrote.
Yeah, they were telling me
Yachty
like,
done wrote a lot.
A lot. I'm talking about even women's songs. So it's like
A lot.
this shit is like a whole ordeal. Like they just out here looking for writers every day.
Yeah.
And so it's like I feel like it's a place that's easy to get replaced at. Because nowadays you got artists writing. You don't really need to write a writer. So it's like they can keep this shit all in the family instead of going out and reaching out. So I feel like, would you say it's people in the that's in the writing industry that like get the big head and feel like they don't? You heard me? Feel like they more than they really are.
I think there's everybody in the industry. There's people like that, just across the board. I think that's just in life in general, and everybody that's really become like, they have talent, hard work, and everything like that, you know. But the majority of them don't have discipline, in a sense, to understand that they're getting kind of a little high horse, like, you know, high headed,
like an ego thing,
you know, and stuff like that. I think that's just universal across the board. I think that's something we're always going to deal with. You know, it's just I'm making a decision of just like, okay, do you want to work with that person or not? Like, you know, and do I want to be that now? I mean, not at all. Because it's just like when you're in that room, you're writing and stuff and everything. It can get going, it can get fun, and people get excited. You know, but by the end of the day, you know, the process of cutting the song and the artist cut the song and everything, that process is just like, okay, cool. That's still a long ass process, like, you know. So, but it's also with that mentality, that mindset, you know, it's just like, hey, you know, let's keep it going. Let's make another hit, either for myself or somebody I'm writing with, you know. And I think that's how I feel as though majority of the artists and songwriters, you know, I recommend looking at it that way. Everybody has they're on their own journey in the sense of what they've experienced, of how they approach it. But by the end of the day, I would say that's really a good trait to have. It's just, you know, that discernment, you know.
Great discernment.
Yeah.
If you had to perform, and if you had to pick between performing on a day, hosting a show, or being in a room writing for your favorite artist, which one would you pick? If you had to pick between these three in one day.
In one day?
And you can't do them all.
So I got 24 hours pretty much.
You got 24 hours. So
Okay.
you either get prep for your event, prep for your show, or prep for this writing with my favorite artist.
Whichever one pays the most money.
That's a good answer.
Yeah. Because I can keep on doing the rest of it the next day.
So you look, I ain't gonna lie to you, I wasn't even expecting it, but god damn. Ooh-wee. I can dig it.
Because all of them fun.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind doing all of them, but hey, financially, hey, let's talk that dollar.
You heard me?
Dollar, you know, bill, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people don't know, you've been on like all sides of this shit.
What?
I said a lot of people know you've been on all sides of this shit, music industry wise.
Man.
So, I don't think a lot of people know this. You used to manage.
Yeah.
Can we dive into that?
Yeah, I used to manage this act, this talent, definitely a very, very talented artist from Mobile, Alabama. Definitely he's still making good music and everything. And you know, that's actually one of the reasons why I kind of like started making music in a sense, because like literally I saw them doing it, and I think it got to a point where I was just like, let me just try this out and see where it goes with this, because it was like we were out there in LA and California, everything was going good in a sense. Like 2019 trajectory wise, it was really, really going well in a sense for my career, because I was at a really, really notable agency at the time, and I learned a lot. I just became a sponge, you know, and literally just soaked up all the knowledge in a sense, and just really, really understanding the overall business of music, you know, from an agent perspective. You know, because it's all about the dollar. It's all about money. It's all about deals. It's all about opportunities that you bring in. What can you show that, and what can you do to show that you can create value? Not have value, but create value. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between having value, but creating value. You're going out there and you're getting it. It's like it's having talent, but creating talent is different. Like that takes hard work and all that other stuff. Like that's one thing that I really, really like got the chance to really understand. I'm so thankful for. Was that because I applied it to the managerial skill sets that I had to develop. And that really was just coming down to being more transparent. You know, it goes back to your point, you know, on decisions and choices and mistakes, you know, all of that. Because during that time, you know, COVID happened and slowed everything down, but that we got like some support from a very, very, very notable artist at the time, and big artist at the time. He was blowing up like crazy, and really, really enjoyed like the music that, you know, my client was making. And so, but it came down to just having patience and making the right decisions and choices. And so you can communicate, you do all the right things, but another fact, if you don't have the patience and you get that ego going and everything like that, it's just like, okay, you can really mess up an opportunity for yourself. Like it's really, really, you gotta just like relax, because by the end of the day, you don't want to be caught in a situation in a sense where it's just like you don't have the influence over your audience no more, based off of decision and everything like that. Not that say that person and that individual didn't get to that, but that's one thing that we learned from that situation, was just like, regardless of anything, the outcome, like, let's build our own audience for it. You know what I'm saying? Because then they gonna come. We creating value at that point. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I really learned from that. because I had to be transparent. I had to be truthful. And I had to communicate a lot with just not just him, not just that talent, not just with anything, but it's just in regards to everything. Just like hey, COVID going on, things slowing down, but what can you do to keep your thing going? What can you do? How can you create value for yourself? How can you be open to this, open to that, be in this session, be in that session, be here, take on this? Can you change your mindset, get out of this mentality and form new mentality? You got to shed that skin, brother. It's just that, you know what I'm saying?
And have a growth mindset.
Yeah. I think definitely in that sense, like definitely having a growth mindset and everything, because I think definitely the talent is still there, the hard work is still there, and I think one day we'll probably end up making probably a song or something together probably down the road. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be dope.
I ain't never gonna throw that out. Yeah. Music gonna be music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you say is like, when it comes to making music, you have, you know, obviously the artist, but some artists kind of go in a direction where it's like trying to catch a certain sound that's popular, that's on like a trend. And then you have some artists that are more creating from like a center place, you know, from within. So I guess like within the music industry, what it's like, there's one that's more like authentic and lasting, and then you have like one that's more a good sound for the time, but also can have success in its own right. So like, I guess, what is the discrepancy between that whenever you're like making music? Like, can you operate from both places, or is it just?
You talking about for me?
For anybody, yeah, for either of you. Yeah.
Well, I know everybody got their sense of just who they want to be in a sense. Just like, okay, like everybody studied the greats. Like, it's kind of funny. I was just having this conversation earlier and everything with somebody. I think it was, goodness gracious, who was it about? It's right there that I'm thinking of, but man, I can't remember. But it was to the degree, I'll tell you, like my rebuttal to it was like, why you upset at how they playing their game right here, but yeah, you wasn't upset about Kobe imitating Jordan.
Yeah.
You gotta study the greats to become one to a certain extent.
Yeah.
You gotta understand it to a certain extent. But for those artists that are out there doing that, by all means, if they studying who they look up to, a role model in their sense, and it gets them to a point in their life where they can financially take care of somebody or take care of themselves. I ain't knocking it for real, by all means. You know what I'm saying? I think they doing what they need to do and learning from it and everything, because those artists out there that's doing it, you know, if it works out, it works out. You know, not sustaining it, that's the thing, you know, because it's just, you're going to get to a point in life where you're going to have to make a decision on what you want to do and who you want to be.
Right.
And how that's going to look at you as an artist and your identity as an artist. I think that's when it really comes to a really good opportunity that the artist has for themselves to really become who they want to be. Because those artists that are sticking to the grain in the sense of forming what's in them or what feels good to them and who they want to represent, you know, it's a double-edged sword, you know, because sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
So you're saying basically like the most effective path is to pick a path and stick to it.
Yeah.
Versus like worrying about where it's coming from in a sense.
Yeah. I went that said because there's an audience for everybody in a sense. Like there's an audience for this sound, there's an audience for that sound, there's an audience for everything like that. Anything could possibly work. That's the beauty of music. Yeah. You know, because it's all feeling based. You know. Right. But I wouldn't advise going into and walking into something capping about something. I ain't no street nigga. I ain't gonna walk into it saying, "Now shut up about 5-6 niggas."
I'm not no street nigga either.
Yeah, you know
I just got fake tattoos.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't. Like that's one thing. Me and Trey, boy, we talked about. Bro, look, I don't want no problems with none of that shit because I respect them niggas like that for real. Like I do not want to go out there imitating somebody that had to do that to protect their family.
Right.
Like you knocking their whole livelihood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That don't mean that you ain't gonna protect what's yours, by all means. Like, hey, do what you gotta do. Because when it comes down to me and my family, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Yeah. But I ain't gonna knock those that really live that, who really saying, hey, this is how I grew up. What else am I supposed to talk about?
Right. So you feel like sometimes artists kind of get in over their head, get caught up too much in the lifestyle, and then start to portray things that are not really
I would say it's just if that's something they want to be, just understand there's consequences behind it.
That shit come with something.
Yeah.
That shit like come with luggage.
Yeah.
You can't be out here saying you doing this to the people and doing that to people, and then when it's time for somebody to do something to you, I didn't know.
Right.
You can't be like that. You gotta like be ready for anything this shit come with, because how you gonna say you doing all this and then when it's time for somebody, you heard me? Hey, shit, table turn.
When they come to vet check you, don't be scared of the vet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I saw one interview that comes to mind is one that Nipsey was doing, and they were asking about like how does he feel about Lil Wayne representing, blood, kind of like the authenticity of it, and he kind of just went into like what it really is in a sense and how he viewed Lil Wayne, but it is kind of that conversation came to mind.
See, a lot of this shit get mixed up because the industry done played such a big role in the influence of the community. A lot of people in the community don't realize that entertainers are entertainers and street niggas are street niggas. It's not the same. Because you gotta think about this. Once a nigga get $1 million, he's no longer a street nigga. So it don't matter what he rap about no more. I gotta take all this with a grain of salt. Because you gotta think about this. The industry is watching everything that you do from then on that they give you that money. So I don't believe no nigga that got $1 million talking about he shot this person, shot that person, he's spinning blocks, he doing all this shit. This shit is capped. So don't be influenced by this entertainment. A movie is entertainment. You see the shit in the movie, don't go try this shit at home. What they always say, don't try this shit at home.
Yeah.
People go, you heard me, hear this shit they favorite rapper rap about, go try it at home. Now they got 175,000 years in jail. And then but it be like, my favorite rapper said that he ain't in jail.
Yeah.
But nigga, your favorite rapper's not doing this. He's just talking. He's under a contract.
Man.
Future.
You know what I'm saying? Percocet.
Perks.
Molly Percocet. It's like, but I'm not even down in Future because he's an entertainer. Why are you out here doing Molly and Percocets?
Nah. Low IQ move, to be honest.
Like, nigga, just because he said it don't mean you do it. You remember when you was a kid, your parents used to be like, if your friend jump off bridge, you gonna jump off too? No.
It applies to everything.
It's like, shit, he did it, not me.
Yeah.
Why the fuck? I seen him. That don't mean I want to do it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people you heard me see shit and think they supposed to do it.
It's the mind control
It's
thing.
mind control. You ever seen they clone Tyrone? It talks about how like the music they put in the black communities is mind control music. So it's like a lot of niggas is mind controlled by some shit that ain't even meant to mind control them. Like at the end of the day, these artists are just talking. If you want to be honest, because like it's like me talking about somebody. If I sit around and call a fat person fat all the time, I'm just calling you fat is words. If you don't want to be called fat, lose weight. It's shit like that. But it's like people take words so serious nowadays. But then like go and you heard me do actions towards somebody just saying words. Go follow with the words actions that somebody else done said. It just don't add up to me. Like you go do something somebody said, or you go do something to somebody that said something.
What part of the brain is essentially making you do that?
Talk to me.
The amygdala.
What is we talked about the amygdala the other day. Now reframe. Tell us what the amygdala is.
So the amygdala is essentially like a portion of your brain that's taking in all the information. So like when you're on social media or you're watching the news like a lot of people do, or the music that you're listening to, it's essentially like processing that, and then portions of that's going into your subconscious brain, and then it's causing you to do things and act a certain way that is not naturally what you would do.
Yeah.
It's like for people that watch the news, it's a lot of negativity. Then they start having more pessimistic thoughts because in the news, that's what they're doing to keep you hooked onto the news. It's like negative information. So it's like understanding like how the human brain works. Yeah. Honestly.
Like, man, I used to tell my mom all the time, Mom, just change that Andy Griffin show or something.
Yeah.
I don't feel like watching news. I don't want to watch news.
It's junk.
It's junk.
That's it. WET.
Yeah.
White Entertainment Television.
Yeah.
If you want to be completely honest, bro, ain't no nigga got no business watching the news. They ain't talk. I was like, only time they talk about niggas in the news is somebody shot somebody or goddamn, you heard me, a drug bust. They don't never say nothing good about niggas in the news.
Yeah.
Like, what's the last nigga you seen in the news they were talking good about? There's not a federal informant.
I couldn't tell you.
There's not Al Sharpton, a fucking sellout. You know what I'm saying? Name one nigga they talking about, you heard me, that's actually doing something beneficial in his community, because there's so many niggas doing beneficial shit for their communities that they not speaking on.
Bro, go back and speak bad on those people.
You heard me? Or they'll go pull up allegations on those people that's doing good. They always like to dig up dirt on a nigga that's doing good, because you heard me, we can't let the niggas outdo, you heard me, all the other people.
Oh.
You become a target once you become one of them.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because they ain't doing nothing but helping people. You ever want to be the villain and help somebody?
Yeah.
If you ever want to be a villain, help somebody.
Help somebody.
Oh, damn.
Who's making the person the villain in those
Everybody
circumstances?
makes the person the villain. You heard me. Like I told you one day, the villain is the new hero.
You know what's crazy? That reminds me of the Joker movie. Have you seen the Joker?
Yeah.
Not the new one, but the one before.
Oh, yeah, the first one, yeah.
That storyline and that plot goes right to that point. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm telling you, bro, the villain is the new hero. The hero is the villain. The hero wants you to point at this nigga right here and be like, he's bad. Point at him with me, he's bad. Everybody say he's bad. Whole time the hero you heard about here doing the worst.
There's a show about that.
It's called The Boys.
The Boys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, bro.
I never even seen it, but I just know how shit goes.
Oh, that shit wild.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, the hero will find so many people to click up with them just to point at this one nigga that's actually doing good and be like, he's bad. And the shit's so sad because people are so influenced by the bad people. So easily influenced by the bad people that they can't even see a good nigga in front of their face.
Yeah.
Talk that talk, Joy.
You ever notice how, like, niggas that really ain't righteous be having the most people behind them?
Yeah.
Like, you ever seen a nigga that make all this drill music and all this shit? Every time he pull up to a show, he got 30 niggas with him. You got niggas like J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar don't be having nobody with them. On stage by themselves performing, and these niggas are profound.
That's so crazy, because J. Cole go to a Tesla dealership and get kicked out. That's so crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But these niggas pull up 30 niggas, about 15 they got guns, in their
That's so
ass.
crazy. That's wild,
and shit
bro.
like that. It's like, but these are the bad guys. Y'all support the bad guys more. Y'all support a nigga that's actually out here making a real difference. And then wonder why the world is fucked up.
So in the world, do you think there's like a battle going on right now?
Yeah, this shit is set up. This shit is set up for self-destruction.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
So a battle between good and evil.
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
How do you find out what path you got to go down though? In terms of like, whenever it's time to make a decision on whether I'm going to go down the wrong path or the side of evil or the good path and the side of...
You have to find self.
Okay.
Self and God will let you know what side you need to go down. Because if you have no identity within yourself that you done figured out, nigga, you easily influenced by either side. So you just gonna make a spiteful decision.
Right.
I'm telling you, and it's an everyday thing. It's never permanent. It's never, bro, that thing every day. You gotta make that decision every day.
And a nigga pick the bad side, then be like, oh hell, no, I won't be over here. Go back to the good side.
Yeah.
And he's just a flip flopper. He can't be trusted.
Yeah.
I can't trust a nigga that just be back and forth. Cause just like he left the bad side and come to the good side, he go right back to the bad side because this shit over here is alright, but it ain't cool as this side was over there. So it's like, nigga, you can't be trusted because you don't even know who you is.
Right.
You just impressionable. You like a child.
Yeah. That's also a problem. To be impressionable, because being in tune with yourself, you said find self first. I mean, that's what keeps you grounded in the midst of all this flip-flopping that people could do or that we're subjugated to. Not being easily influenced in a sense.
Excuse me.
I'm telling you, bro. You gotta know who you want to be.
Yeah.
That's an everyday thing. Every day.
Bro, we live amongst so many people, you heard me, that's like, they never even thought about it.
Nope. Don't want to think about it.
They never thought about it.
Think it's stupid to...
Like, you know how we get raised as like, African American kids, men. I want you to be a doctor, lawyer, football player, basketball. They don't tell us nothing more than that. It be the same little cliche shit every time.
Get to entertaining.
So it's like, what? How do we even know what we want to be when they only tell us certain things that we can be?
Yeah, because certain times, parents only telling us what they've seen,
Or you heard only telling us what they want us to be, not telling us what we really can be.
Yeah.
Because how when you're a kid, teachers tell you, like, you can be anything you want to be. We can be everything we want to be. Because you ain't going to just be one thing your whole life. You know how we be done with college and shit playing football. They be like, why you stop playing ball? Now I can't play football for 75 fucking years. Hell you mean why I quit playing ball? I think my brain can be yogurt in a minute if I ain't careful. You stand to my way and play football. Nigga, why you ain't starting?
Bruh, that jump be the funniest thing to answer, bruh, because I be like, if I keep hitting you in this one spot with a bat, you gonna keep on taking that hit?
If you don't, you're gonna be dead eventually.
Yeah. Let me take this little bat right here across your head.
And see, with football too, it's your joints, but it's the one thing too that's processing everything. Your brain.
Right.
Your brain tore up for years already. That's just.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like when I have sons, man, football up to them. I ain't impressing them about that shit at all. They got to run track though. They got to play soccer too.
Yeah, some shit that like keep them active. Shit you heard me like.
Yeah.
Thinking like, you know what I'm saying, agile, all this shit. But I don't want no unathletic ass children. Not saying that, but at the same time, I want my kids to just.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I just, you heard me.
Form a competition muscle.
Yeah, you got to have a competition muscle, but you also have to be able to use this. So I want you to be out here, you heard me. You can be way more than all this shit. They're gonna tell you what you can be. Cause they're gonna tell you be the bare minimum. They gonna never tell you can be way better than them.
No, by the time we all have kids and everything like that, man, it's just gonna be just an accepting so much and not learning from losses, but just accepting losses.
Elaborate on that.
You said what?
I say elaborate on that.
Like in a sense, like it's okay to lose.
Oh yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
I feel like growing up with us, like our generation of people, our people didn't play that losing shit. No. Like you fuck around, lose a high school game while you in high school, your parents want you to transfer or some shit like that. Like you need to go to better school and all this type. But it's like this is a part of life.
Yeah, when it comes down to you having to take care of your people, you can't take some losses. You can't take no loss like no $100,000 loss when you put together a show, like a big ass show. Sometimes in a sense, like to a certain extent, like you can't consecutively do that, like over and over and over. Like when you're starting off, you're gonna take some losses. You're gonna learn from that shit, like by all means. But you should congratulate yourself on taking that chance and that bet, that opportunity, most definitely. But over some time, there's no growth periodically like this. You just making a decision, just keep on taking that shit. Yeah,
that's the choice shit we talked about. But the thing about it is too is like, what is success with no failure? Because how you succeed if you don't fail?
Yeah, you gotta have that. You gotta learn from that shit too.
But a lot of people so scared to fail, they never start.
No, just don't fall backwards, fall forward.
That's the only place I feel like I can fall. Yeah. As far as like me just being a person that understands you have to fail.
Yeah.
I can only fall forward.
It's cool.
But people love the winner. That's why it's so hard for people to like comprehend it's okay to lose, because everybody worships the person that's winning, but they don't see what came before.
It's the acceptance. It's like the acceptance of losing.
Yeah.
Like it's just, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, I'm not accepting.
Oh, no. In terms of like accepting just losing. Yeah. In terms of like letting it be the standard for yourself.
That's why I feel like that's what during the time our kids gonna have to literally like fight through that.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, it's okay with that, but it's like, no, it ain't. Look at.
It's a height. Yeah. But this ain't what we're looking for.
Yeah. A lot of people are addicted to losing though.
Yeah, a lot of niggas love to wake up and be like, why is this happening to me? Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna keep on asking why is it happening to me.
Yeah. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's because you're not making the decision
to continue moving,
to keep it going.
Insanity.
Yeah, doing the same shit over and over, expecting different results.
Yeah,
and you're fucking up.
Yeah.
But then how do you break that cycle? Because it's like essentially it gets to a point where it's like you built up enough negative momentum.
Simply do something different.
Yeah, I think you just got to do it. You just gotta do it.
Simply do something different.
Yeah. It goes back to your faith and that inner identity that you want for yourself. Because
Yeah.
that's the biggest struggle. Because it's like, man, you sometimes wonder, like, hey, God, am I walking down the path you want me on? And sometimes I ain't gonna lie, God be talking back to me like, hey, didn't I make you in my image? What do you think you're supposed to be doing?
Church.
That's to be the most the confusing thought process. Because I be praying to God, like, hey, God, is this good? What I need to do? Sometimes he like, hey, what you think? I be like, can you give me some direction, some discernment, some feelings from behind it? It'll come instantly. Like sometimes it will come later, but sometimes it'll come instantly. And I'm like, okay, bet. You know what I'm saying? And it's usually a sign or something like something that'll happen. Like I'll see and I'll be like, okay, bet. Like that was my confirmation. It's usually an occurrence that really just happens, text message, call, incident, event, or something that may pop off or something, not in a negative way. But it's like, okay, that's confirming that I need to do this, or that's confirming that I need to stay away from this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yeah, it's a balance, it's integration, and that's all that. But it's like, okay, let me be aware, and let me talk to this man like he one of y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like that's the relationship that I gotta maintain. You gotta hold. Now I hope everybody else is out there doing that because in this music stuff, you gotta have that. You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of people don't understand. Like he said earlier, this shit's spiritual.
Yeah.
Music is a spiritual.
They're doing spiritual, man. It's so crazy, man. They'll give power to the devil, but the devil ain't got more power than money.
Come on now.
Money drive people the craziest. The craziest. The devil ain't making you do it. The money.
What the boy Kodak say? They say money don't change it, but it do drive you crazy.
It drive you crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just so crazy, man.
Everything is spiritual. When you really think about all business, everything that you do. I mean, you got somebody that is successful in one field, but they make it who they are in a sense. They kind of come from a certain place. Because, I mean, if you don't have that resolve within you, then it's not going to be able to be sustainable to the point where it's successful. But in terms of, like you were saying, when say looking for signs, right? Whenever you're going through life and you're deciding your path, you're, if this is meant for me. You have certain, ways to think where it's like if something bad happens to you or negative, you have some people that take that and they're like, okay, this is like, say the devil trying to stop me. Well, then you have some people that take that same thing that's bad that's happening to them and be like, oh, that's maybe I need to redirect it or something else.
My bad. I didn't even proceed. This how I'm so proud of myself. I didn't even process that you said that the devil was trying to stop me. That literally didn't even register.
Right.
You know
Okay. But I'm saying that you have two people that actually think like that. So why is that not the right way to think?
You just gotta understand, you gotta understand your faith and who you are, who you want to be. Like, there's a high power, whether it's Allah, God, wherever you at. I mean, God gonna get the message to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's having that relationship and that discernment about that, and then understanding who you want to be. And it's gonna come. One thing, the first and foremost thing is that I don't know shit.
Church.
I don't know shit. I don't know a damn thing.
Nada.
You took the word right. Nada. Zero. None. I don't know nothing. So every day I wake up, I don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring. I know one thing God told me, don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will take care of itself. Worry about today. I'm like, bet. So I just be like, because it be so much, bruh. It be so much fun, good stuff happening that we literally just got to be where our feet are. There's so much going on every day that it's just like, yo, have fun, enjoy life with this stuff, man. Tackle it, get the things done, enjoy learning how to tackle things, and enjoy learning how to communicate with people, how to work with this person, to work on this project, how to get this done, how to translate this, how to literally just tackle goals and stuff. Just enjoy the moment. Just be where you are. Don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow, Lord have mercy. The stuff that I'm thinking about every day that I be knocking out, I'm like, man, I can't. Some people be like, oh yeah, you remember when we did this yesterday? I be like, look, I'm so sorry.
No,
I don't even know. Like, what we do? That happened? Oh shoot, we made this record for real? Like at first, like when they be like, Lil Wayne, how you not remember all your songs and all this? I literally understand that. Not like no cap. Like when you constantly doing something, you where your feet are every single time. It's like you really just like, oh damn, we did this. That happened. Oh shoot. Damn, play that again. Say that again. Oh yeah, that was fun. You enjoy life.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just coming up. Now there's some things that just pop off in my head. Like it's just like, okay, like, you know, this incident happened, that incident, of course. Like there's that. But when you in tunnel vision, zoned in, aware of your surroundings and everything, and you do everything with the kindness of heart, like literally you don't cap no lie, because you remember you gonna remember a lie.
Yeah.
You gonna remember a lie you told him. You gonna remember that cab ass shit.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Like the nigga boy, like, can I get 5? Shit, I ain't got 5 on me, brother.
Yeah.
Shit, then you go to the store, like, damn, I told that nigga I ain't got 5, but I'm going to pay for this. Damn.
Get caught. It's gonna happen too.
I'm telling you,
That's how the world plays.
You will remember a lot, but you won't remember all the good stuff you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that. Nowadays, I just keep going. I'm like, oh, Vaughn, you did this? I'm like, bro, I don't, like, this happened, that happened? I'm like, bro. And I'm not even boasting none of that shit. That's just like literally just my thought process, my mindset. So for those who struggle with that, going back to your original point of saying like, oh, this thing is happening and that thing happening, everybody in this life, we human, for as long as we're going to be on this earth, is going to go through some form of adversity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the journey.
That's never going to stop. So those who are just like, oh, is this happening? Now, what I'm about to say is going to be crazy because I've been in my reading. But literally, I remember Jesus was with his disciples, right? And I'll get his story before I say it. Jesus was with his disciples. And he was just like, man, why all this bad stuff keep on happening and everything and all this and everything, right? Jesus looked towards, I think it was Peter. He said, why don't you ask God why all this is happening? And he didn't say it in a negative sense. He was saying, oh, like, why are you giving power to these things that didn't create this earth? Why are you giving power to these things that have no control over this? Why don't you ask the creator? It's like we got a toy, right? It says manufactured in China by so-and-so. Let's say Trey made a toy. All right? It came with, like, it's like the whole piece. It builds a whole set and everything like this. It comes with instructions and all this other stuff and everything, but I'm missing something. Why the fuck would I go to you? You didn't make the toy. You didn't make none of this other stuff and ask you about this. And I'm just like, hey, bro, these instructions right here, and this ain't make no sense. Like, it's missing this piece, it's missing that piece. Why would I go to you? Why would I not go to Trey?
To the manufacturer.
The manufacturer who made
Right.
this. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, why wouldn't I do that?
Right. It's just essentially at that point common sense.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But we do it every day with life.
right.
We're like,
right.
oh, okay. Those people are just like, dang, this is happening because that's happening because this and this and that. Choice and decision, by all means. If you eventually you keep on slapping the dog gonna bite your ass. Okay, I don't think I gotta go to God and understand. Like, I think I understand that. Like his that defensive mechanism gonna click in to where that joker gotta fight for his life because I keep on slapping him. Like, you know what I'm saying? By all means, I do not slap dogs. Okay, that's the camera right there. I do not slap dogs. I do not slap dogs. By all means, as a metaphor and everything, an analogy, there it is. So, but it's like, okay, cool. If this person done made this toy that came with instructions, and I know who made it, and let's just say Trey made it. Trey made the toy. Why in the world would I go to you and ask you about the toy?
Right. Depending on the judgment of other people.
So it's like that simple. So when Jesus was telling Peter, like, hey, why don't you ask? I think it may have been Peter. I can't remember. But it was just like, why don't you ask God? Why don't you go to God about all this? Why are you going to all these other folks who ain't create this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe that stuff that you're going through is to build you up and everything like this, okay? Because, hey, what you going through can help somebody else, get through it.
Right.
You know?
Versus like, the things that individual was learning through their journey.
Yeah.
Supposed to be those things. So you could have the ability to teach other people.
Because there's some messed up there's some messed up stuff that be happening to people. There's a lot of messed up stuff and everything like that. And it's unfortunate. But when I say this, it's not a negative connotation or anything behind it, but just go to God about it. Like, or go to whoever your high power is. Like, by all means, to each his own on that end, but it's just like, okay, I'm not gonna go say, oh, it's the devil or there's nothing, this and that. Just that's not my faith, my belief, because what my understanding, he ain't powerful in money.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, okay, he in this whole place that was condemned for him, all that. Just from what I'm reading in this book, in this scripture, this manual, this guideline, this is what it's saying right here. That's clear as day that, okay, condemned in this place. Okay, so where's the chapter where he got all this power?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I ask those folks, like, where's the chapter? I mean, just show me. If it is true, then dang, I need to change my ways.
And there's whole communities, whole families that are engulfed in that too.
Yeah.
In terms of like that feeling of, something bad happening. Oh, the devil's working real hard today.
You know what I'm
I'm guilty of it. I be like, that ain't nobody but the damn devil.
We heard it all. I mean, we grew up on that. That's the one thing that I always asked about the church. That's like when I was a kid, I think I just had all these questions. I was so quiet, like, why y'all say this? Y'all say this.
Yeah.
Y'all say just seek ye first the kingdom of God and all these things added on to you and everything like this, and just ask God about this and that, you'll be fine. But why y'all saying the devil in control of this?
Right.
I used to be confused. I was so confused in a sense. Just like literally just reading the Bible like as an instruction manual. I was just like, I don't understand that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's almost like taking on the understanding of like, okay, you got everything that you ever want, and then you got prison. It's like, I'm not gonna even acknowledge prison in terms of that even being a route for me, because everybody knows you don't want to go there.
Right.
Focus on what you want to do. Focus on that path that you want for yourself.
Yeah, because I wouldn't even envision that,
Yeah. But I was gonna say something along with that. Oh, do you feel as if there's a like right now going on? I'm not saying like we're in the last days or like whatever that may be, but do you feel like there is like more of a spiritual awakening going on in a sense? Because I feel like there's a decent amount of people that are coming to their own when it comes to discerning what God and not having God.
It's all in the Lord's prayer.
Yeah.
It's all in the Lord's prayer.
Our Father. No. Okay. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. On earth as it is in heaven.
Okay.
Nobody know the end time. I just know one thing that got to be done before the end time. So it's in the Lord's prayer.
So essentially, the path that it's taken is the path where it should have started, connecting with yourself. And if God made you in His image, then you're connecting with God in that sense. Taking time to sit quietly with yourself, sit quietly with God, speak to God. God's essentially feeding you what you need to know. Being in your word and letting that be your source to make you an unshakable man. Developing the relationship.
That's the man, just developing that relationship through love. That's just that. Just keeping it that simple. Because you'll eventually just be like, oh, I gotta do this before I do anything. I gotta talk to God before I do this. I won't even feel right. I'll be like, I gotta do this before I do that. I gotta get in His word. I feel bad too. I'm just like, yeah, and that's that feel. That's supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I'm just like, I gotta talk to God before I start my day. It's just like making my bed. I gotta make my bed before I get my day started. If I walk out the house and not make my bed, I'm just like, dang, I ain't do the first easiest task I was supposed to do. No, it ain't happening. It's like, you gotta breathe. I want it like that. That's how I want my relationship. It's just like, I gotta breathe. If I don't breathe, then shoot, I ain't living.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's where you're going through the rest of the day, kind of almost feeling like tight-chested, anxious.
Yeah, miss something you needed to do.
But then I'll just tell myself, like, let's just say I must do a mistake and I don't do that. I'll sit down, be still, pull out my word, pull out whatever it is, verse of the day, whatever, read that, pray, keep it going. Because it's a everyday thing, Yeah. So that, boy, that bubbly thing, this junk was good.
Yeah, spinders, man.
Yeah.
But there was a quote in that book that we like to reference, and it said the warrior and the artist operate by the same code, and that's waking up every day having to fight that same battle until your deathbed.
It's gonna be a battle every day. I hope people understand that. The sooner they understand that, the sooner things will not become easier, but you'll become more durable.
Yeah, accepting of that fact.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you basically don't have that fact instilled in you, then you expect things to
Yeah.
get easier in the sense of like where you don't have to wake up and it's gonna be a discipline thing. It's not gonna be I'm motivated to do it.
Yeah,
a lot of days not gonna be.
No, because you got to go through stuff and be formed like diamonds and pressure and everything. I know one damn thing. The 16-year-old me wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing right now. Ain't no way.
From like a spiritual
I
standpoint.
second that.
A 16-year-old me would not be able to maintain the schedule I'm doing right now.
Oh, okay.
Would not be able to tackle and would not know how to tackle the shit that I'm doing right now. Would not even have the mental capacity to do what I'm doing right now. Just think of the 16-year-old you doing, trying to handle the stuff that you're doing now. Without going through Bama.
Yeah.
Without going through all these real estate stuff that you have to do, all the stuff. Like not knowing how to cut and literally record, doing all this and trying to do that. A 16-year-old you. Ain't no way in hell.
I don't even know what 16-year-old me was doing.
You know what's so crazy about that? It's a lot of niggas that's still 16.
Yeah, but the thing is, another thing is, 16-year-old us, we didn't have this time period that we had right now, that we got going on right now. We didn't have the resources that we got right now. Yeah. Ain't no way. So it's
what I meant by it's a lot of niggas still 16, it's a lot of niggas our age.
Oh yeah,
they still 16.
They still are.
Oh yeah.
Like they'll never even get to the point that we at, mind, body, and soul wise, because it just ain't in them.
They gotta figure it out for themselves.
They're having too much fun.
Yeah.
They gotta figure it out for themselves.
I was telling D the other day, we had a podcast. I was like, nigga, you ain't gotta be rich to pull a sacrifice. Like a lot of people they be like, you sold your soul to the devil, you sacrifice and all that shit. But I'm like, bro, we sacrifice so much shit on a daily basis that people don't realize. From time to fun to speaking to family to, you know what I'm saying, like things we want to do but things we need to do. That's sacrifice.
Are you really sacrificing when you're having fun doing what you want to do?
Come on, you're not.
You're not.
You're not.
So sacrificing don't really even exist. It's just you doing this instead of that.
You right. You right. I gotta shut up.
Well, I mean, you could even take it in the sense with that phrase, like you say you sacrifice. I don't know, like you're doing some weird. Not how people like to think they're rich, so they had to do something bad, right?
Yeah.
But it's like you got people out here sacrificing time, for instance, for nothing. It's like you're giving away a whole period of your life for nothing. Like the whole analogy with the dude that was a swordsman and was training. He was the best, and then eventually got caught up in the distraction, and then 10 years down the road, he was too weak to fight against what he was supposed to be training to fight against. So it's like, as time, I mean, like what we started the conversation on, the concept of time and how the longer you wait, it's almost like the weaker you get to be able to get back to that point of how strong you were at one point.
That's hard.
I ain't gonna lie, this war shit is a young man's game.
Yeah.
So this war we going through in life is a young man's game. So the older you get, the smarter you gotta get.
Yeah. Can we take a quick break? I got to piss.
Absolutely.
Bet. Boy, oh boy. That water flowing through.
That's why I had to just do a quiet exit while ago. Like, shit.
Oh, everything's still recording? Yeah, looks like it. There you go. Thank you, guys.
This restaurant right here?
Oh, right there. My bad. Yeah.
Oh, bet.
Every time we have these conversations, I learn.
Likewise, but that's what's the point of a conversation?
To learn.
Come on, sir. If you having conversations you ain't learning from, you having conversations with the wrong people.
Very true. Very, very true.
I'm guy. If I talk to a motherfucker every day and I never learn anything from him my whole life, why would I talk to this motherfucker?
Waste of time.
You know how much time to add on to these conversations? If you break down every conversation you ever had with somebody you didn't learn from and put it all into days, that's how many days you fucking waste.
And you could have learned from every conversation. You could have, even if the other person wasn't saying shit, you could still learn from them in the sense of like they're saying shit. And I need to, in terms of whenever I'm delivering a message, I need to have value.
Yeah, indeed. Even when somebody ain't teaching you shit, they teaching you something.
Yeah.
That's indeed how it is. Even when somebody ain't teaching you shit, they teaching you something.
Yeah. So in sense of like, just being a person here on earth, and it comes to like the value that you're delivering to people, right? I guess like when it comes to like music, do you feel like there has to be something behind it, or do you feel like it could sometimes just be music?
I don't think music could ever be just music. I think music is there's always something behind it. Like from a blank slate perspective, like no structure in a sense of like how it should be. But I think that's just how it is. Like with music, obviously there's song structure, there's song compositions and stuff like that with that process in terms of the creation. But I think in terms of music, there's always something behind it.
Okay.
There's always a feeling that it gives to somebody and that is received by somebody.
Okay. So, I mean, essentially the conversation that we were just having when it comes to just conversation. So we're basically saying like, I was saying right here, like every time we have these conversations, I'm learning something. Like I feel like I'm genuinely learning how I could apply certain things to my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I was saying more like with music, you could say you're like hearing, I don't know, some crazy song, like, I don't know. That's supposed to be, not maybe a deeper song. You could still technically learn something from that song. Where like it's just depending on what kind of value you're able to draw from it. It also takes some kind of intelligence to do that, though.
Like, let's take the Lil Pump and Kanye West song.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's something behind that. There's just it. He's a sick fuck and he likes a quick fuck.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're in, okay.
Very cliche, but you can take so much shit away from it.
Yeah, he's a sick fuck and he likes a quick fuck.
But so many people try to turn that into something else.
It's so funny because that's literally all he's saying.
But there's so many people out here that just get caught up in the rabbit hole of like, it's a deeper meaning and all this shit. The whole time I just said what I said.
Yeah, everybody got their messed up things. That thing that we all not perfect. That's the whole thing about the song. It's just like he just saying what he like. Now, is there something behind it in a sense? Like, yeah, that's just him saying what he do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
was it a bop to some? It was a bop. It was a bop to some, but by the end of the day, he's just saying, I'm a sick fuck. I like a quick fuck.
So in a sense, it's kind of both then, because it's like you're saying something with no, inherent meaning behind it. You're just kind of saying what it is. So there's no deeper meaning or deeper connection behind it, but there's still a message. But it's just understanding that it's just what is being said. There is nothing else. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds good.
It's provocative.
Gets the people going.
Church.
Cool, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we could wrap it here then.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, we could wrap it here.
Cool.
I feel like we said a whole lot, man. And when of course, I appreciate your time.
Great to have you, man.
And I respect your time. So
I'm
glad you're able to join
for
us,
having me. I just appreciate the opportunity for real. Like, for real.
Man, with, getting back into more of a creative element myself, it's just always a pleasure to hear from people that are in their element, that they're in their purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's, I'm able to draw from that and I'm able to, like I said, implement that into my life. And then for anybody that listens to it, that may be not necessarily an artist, but all things are technically art if you think about it.
Everything is.
Yeah. So it's like they're still able to apply, whether it be finding their purpose, whether it be an artistic path to their life, and learn from the conversation. Mm-hmm. So thank y'all.
Before we close, anything you got on the way? Anything we need to be looking out for?
I say a couple Afrobeat wavy songs on the way. I say 2 more tapes on the way. A lot of stuff on the way. A lot of big shows on the way. A lot of stuff on the way.
You got any dates?
Can't give too much details except for we got a big show at Tiesto coming up on the 10th, and we got Diplo on the 18th. we gearing up for a showcase coming up towards the top, to the end of the year and the top of the year. And so we gonna be hitting this wave. Weathering the storm, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Any closing shout outs?
Oh yeah. Shout out to the team, shout out to God first and foremost. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord, thank you for this opportunity for all my brothers, just for us to come together and literally just talk what we know, and share experiences. And shout out to the team, my mom, sisters, family, and everybody down in Mobile. And shout out to anybody I'm missing, Rebellity. Shout out my boy T'Challa, shout out my boy Marty, shout out that Joker Low, my boy Low, Eric Kasim. Shout out D-Rock. Shout out Preston. Shout out Mac Main. Shout out, who else am I missing? Shout out everybody, goddamn, you know what I'm saying?
a lot of people on the journey.
If I missed
man.
you, I didn't mean to miss you.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, man, Vaughn, I appreciate you. KingVz, man.
Oh, yeah.
In the
Appreciate it.
flesh.
And for
Appreciate it.
social media handle purposes, you want to, leave yours?
Oh, yeah. Follow Von Leon. That's still going to stay active. Follow KingVz Official. All platforms, more music on the way, more to give, more to just create. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. And shout out my boy Leany Decklini thing.
Yeah, I'm
You
shout out
know
my
what I'm
dog
saying?
KingVz. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Pleasure to have him today, man. You heard me. One of the first people to even, you heard me, engage into what I had going on, and one of the first people to ever push me into this shit. So I appreciate, like, this is a bittersweet moment.
Nah, man. Dude, I still remember, bro. Those shows, we gonna get back on them shows. We gonna get back on the shows. 'Cause them shows, them boy, that was one of the most fun I had with the music stuff back then when we were creating. 'Cause boy, we gonna have to make another Bad Intentions, another than one soon too.
Oh, yeah.
I still think that's the hardest song out there. Literally, bad people say Bad Bit, but I still think Bad Intentions. Like literally, the way we were flowing, ain't no way.
That was a fun evening.
You know what I'm saying? And we done grew so much since then, so it's
Yeah.
like, man, I can't wait to the next.
Oh yeah. We ain't gonna give them too much.
You ain't gonna get it.
It's coming in due time.
Bet. Oh yeah. Anything closing you want me to say? Anything?
Oh, no, man. I mean, like I said, I just always like to end off with just saying thank you, bro. Thank you for everybody that listens. Thank you for the time that you invested into this.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, whenever people come on and speak to me and Trey, like,
Yeah.
me and Lean is just, like, a testament to, like, people caring.
I'm telling
what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I always just appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
Thank you so
Oh,
much,
yeah.
bro.
Most
Because you
definitely.
ain't have to be here today.
Did not have to
so
be.
you took time out your day. You heard me come engulfing what we got going on. So that's
Yeah.
always, you heard me, a pleasure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I wanted to knock y'all out, man. Knock y'all's out before I get too deep into it, for real. Because everybody want to talk and everything, but it's not right if I don't connect with my brothers. Like I can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for that,
That's real. We're grateful for that
Yeah,
shit.
I'm
for
grateful.
Real, bro.
Yeah, for real. Seriously.
Like,
All
real
love.
gratitude for sure. All love, brother.
Yeah, most definitely. Hey, to all the listeners out there, I hope you stay tuned, stay aware, because D-Boy going so well. And so are you if you just understand that you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. And please don't try to connect the hip to the elbow socket. It ain't going to fit. All right.
Gotcha.
Peace out.